Welcome to Challenge Forex. My name is Steve, and in today's video I'm going to continue with my latest trend, which is looking for a strategy that will actually work to pass prop firm challenges. And I'm trying to find something that is quite reliable and will easily pass the challenge. The strategy I'm using today is I'm using two EMAs. It's an EMA 20 and an EMA 50 just to find the trend and look for an entry point. Also using the RSI as a filter. I'm using the center line RSI 50 line to go long if it's above the line and short if it's below the line. But let's have a look at the chart and I will give you a couple of examples before we begin. Okay, let's start a new simulation, and I'm going to use the pair on this one, pound dollar. We're doing a 10k challenge here, so I'm simulating a $10,000 account. I'm allowing for $7 commission because that is the commission that's charged by my broker that I'm using for this example, which is Axie. And picking a time period, let's go for something fairly recent, like maybe in 2023 perhaps, or 2024. Let's see. Okay, looking at 2024, let's go with March, and we'll start from the 4th of March 2024. And the simple rules that we're going to use are $10,000 take profit, $10,000 account. We're aiming for a 10% take profit or stop out, and 10% loss is our maximum. So that'll be $1,000 loss and a $1,000 target. We've got a 5% daily drawdown. We're only going to take one trade per day, and I'm risking 2% per trade. So we're not going to breach that rule at all anyway. So let's pick a 1 hour chart for this one. I'm going to set the risk here for 2%. This is a really good way to actually do a test for a prop firm strategy. Keeps it simple. We can do it fairly quickly, so maybe in about 15 or 20 minutes or so, and get a result straight away. And that way we can test the strategy. If it works well, we can then use it on a real prop firm challenge. Okay, now our examples of where we would enter a trade. We've got long example is probably the best one here. We can see here we've got a pullback to the EMAs, and we look for the first close above the EMA 20, which is this one. So there we have a 20 pip stop loss, and we would have a 30 pip take profit. This one would have actually stopped us out eventually. It didn't actually make our target, but let's look for another example if we can. Okay, this one, no, that one didn't really pass. So this one I wouldn't have liked as an example because the stop loss is probably too long. So that's up around 50 pips. Yeah, so that one wouldn't have worked out as well. Let's get started and we'll see if we can have a look at a few examples as we go along. So I'm risking a 2% on each trade, and we're taking only one trade maximum per day. Okay, this is our first setup. You can see here we're above the RSI line. One thing that concerns me a little about this one is that the RSI line is actually heading down, and even though we are still above, and this was only a pullback to the EMA 20, it only whipped through, but it did close with a green candle above, so it did meet our criteria. It's only a 10 pip stop loss, so that's actually a very small one. And we're looking for of 1.5R plus I add 1% extra to cover the spreads. So this one, because the stop loss is so close, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually hits. Yeah. Right. So there we go. We've got a better signal now. That would have been a better one to take. However, we only want to have one trade per day. So 14 and 7 is 21. So we need about 21 or 22 pips on that one to actually make that successful. And that would have been a winner. But maybe one of our rules should be, maybe not too small of a stop loss. Okay, here's another setup. Another one which is only small stop loss. But that's okay, we'll go with the rules. That one met our criteria. This would have been a setup, but only one trade per day, so we'll look for the next day for this one. Okay, here's the next day. Stop loss is 12, so we can use the same as previous settings for that one. It's good when we have 2 consecutive wins, because then we're looking at around about 3% profit. We've had 1 loss and a couple of winners so far, and we're up 3.92%. So at this stage, it's looking good. As long as we don't have too many consecutive losses, I think we might be okay. Okay, that was our last trade. We actually hit our target, and let's have a look at the results now. We can see here that we did have a bit of a drawdown here. It only came back to just slightly under our beginning capital, because we started here with 10,000. That one just dropped just below 10,000, and we were actually up fairly well before that. But we did recover, and we've had more wins than losers. So let's have a look at the number of trades. So we actually took 19 trades in total, and here's the stats. We reached our target of $1,000. We got 1,135, which is fine. The profit factor is 1.58, so anything above 1.3 is actually quite good. So 1.58 is actually good. We had 19 trades and 10 wins and 9 losses. So let's have a look at the calculator and see what that comes to. So we had 10 wins, we divide that by 19 total, and then multiply that by 100. So we've got 52.6% win rate. And because it's 1.5R, we really only need to have about a 40% win rate to actually break even. So anything above that puts us into profit. So yeah, that's good. And so target achieved again. So that is another successful one. Let's come back again in our next video. I'm going to try the same strategy again, and I might pick a different symbol. This one was the pound US dollar. The last one we did was the pound Japanese yen. So we'll pick a different symbol next time, and we'll pick a different time as well, a different date, and we'll see if we can actually win the same challenge again in that one. Thanks for watching.